I have to laugh at myself because somehow the platform that I use, it'll look like it hasn't started. So you saw me stop everything to restart it, and it had actually started. So that's how you got Dr. Ericka. Dr. Eric, yeah, that's what happened was. So welcome to Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka. It is Tuesday. I am so excited to be with you. And you know what? I had to get my energy together just for all of you, because to be transparent, because that's how I roll, is I was a little bit tired today. And part of the reasons I do this and I talk to you about what you can do to make things better, and I use real life examples, is I'm living this too. I'm living the stress of the pandemic, the stress of working, the stress of adulting, and how we have to constantly balance it all. And one of the things I often talk to you about is that practice of balancing. Sometimes how we manage it shifts or changes day to day. So for me today, I typically do a call with my wellness coach at 6. Work was really busy in the hospital and I was a little tired. So I actually proactively contacted him and said, hey, can we push that back? Because then I knew I'd be rushing, and I didn't want to be tired for you. And I know for me, one of the internal triggers, I know that kind of signals that I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed is when I feel like I have no space to breathe and I'm just rushing. So sometimes I have to intentionally pause and figure out what can I take out for a moment so I can slow down. Because then when I slow down, I'm good again. I just need to slow down for a hot second. So welcome again. I'm your host, Dr. Ericka, Harvard-trained, double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I am on a mission to help you be better, do better, and live better. I do that through my adult telepsychiatry, my speaking, my books, including Fix Your Fairy Tale, A Woman's Guide to a Great Life, Love, and Legacy, and my podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka. I do all of this to help busy people like you that show up for work. You show up for your friends. You show up for your family. You show up for everybody but yourself. I do this to put you back in your life. So tonight we're going to talk about something related to what I do every day. So we're going to talk about what do psychiatrists do and why should you care? Now, let me tell you a little story about why we're going to talk about this. Is I speak often, and I just actually did a talk with the Spirit. It was wonderful. And this question comes up a lot because a lot of times people don't know what psychiatrists actually do. And it probably doesn't help that when they show psychiatrists on TV, I need to not touch anything. Oh, Lord, I keep touching stuff and things keep happening. So on TV or movies, you typically see psychiatrists and they're kind of wonky, have poor boundaries. Sometimes they commit people just because it's rare we get a good look on the TV or in the movies. So a lot of times people don't know exactly what we do. And that question comes up all the time. And given that we're in a period right now that where people's capacity is just stretched to the limit, and there are multiple reasons why it's stretched to the limit. One is just adulting is tough. Adulting in a pandemic is even harder. So one of the things I'm seeing is that the extra stress of everything related to the pandemic decreases capacity enough that the other things just feel super overwhelming. And if we're honest about it, over 900,000 people have died from COVID, which means some of them were your friends, your coworkers, people in your community. A lot of those people had jobs, so people around them have more work to do. A lot of people have more work to do with the pandemic, and they're stretched. And when people are becoming stretched, then they're realizing that their mental health may need some assistance, because you want to have good mental health. It makes you feel better. And then people end up with the question, well, what do I do next? Who do I see? So I want to talk to you about what it is that people like me actually do. Cool. So a couple quick housekeeping things. If you know someone that needs to, please tag them. And also you can share. Little button at the bottom, just hit share. And if you're watching it later, don't worry, put a hashtag replay in the comments and let me know you are here. Just let me know where you are watching from. So let's go ahead and get this party started. So a couple quick things about a psychiatrist. Guess what? In general, they are MDs or DOs. So they are medical doctors. So typically your psychiatrist is going to be a medical doctor. What does that mean? They went to school forever. We complete a lot of school. So in general, most people have done at least 4 years of college. Then you do 4 years of medical school. It's not over after that. Then we do 4 years of postgraduate training, and that's just to be a psychiatrist, period. Then, if you're a subspecialist, like you do forensics or addiction or child and adolescent or psychosomatic medicine, then guess what? You got extra time. So that means what? We have been training forever. So that's one thing to keep in mind is there are certain fields of mental health people that have been in training a very long time. So we've trained a long time, and probably second behind us are psychologists. They train a long time too. And those dissertations, I actually prefer. I'm happy I didn't have to do a dissertation. So thank you for coming in, and keep telling us where you're coming in from. So medical doctors, so MDs or DOs, we go to school forever. We have a lot of postgraduate training. So before we could hang a shingle or be an attending, so that's like grown-up doctor, that we've done a lot of training and a lot of supervision so that we're totally ready to take someone's care into our hands, which is really important because most of the time when people see us, you're at your most vulnerable. Something is going on. Most people don't walk in the door initially and they're like, I'm great. What's up? So we're seeing people at their most vulnerable, and they have to trust us enough to be vulnerable with us. The next thing is we do more than medication. So a lot of people are like, oh, psychiatrists just push pills. You just give people meds. You just drug up everybody. I don't want to be zombified. I think zombified should be in the Urban Dictionary by now from the amount of times I've heard the term zombified. But we do more than medication. Now, can we prescribe? That is yes, because what we went to medical school. We are specifically also trained to be able to recognize when other types of physical illnesses are masquerading as mental health issues. So we're specifically trained to do that, and also to see how some physical issues may be impacting your mental health. We're also trained to just kind of have a really big bird's eye view of things. And naturally, we're also trained in doing therapy so we can do other interventions. So even in my private practice, everybody isn't on medication. So we do more than medication. My personal thought about medication is minimal medication for maximum effect. But I'd like you to know that we are highly trained. We go to medical school. We can do a lot of different things, and we do more than prescribe medication. We can even do therapy. So there you have it. That's just a bird's eye view of what we do. And the next part was, why should you even care? The first thing is good mental health is the key to great quality of life. And I always remember, and I don't know if you've had this experience of driving through the city, or as we'd say, the hood, and you see all these people on the porches and they're having the time of their life. Or you see it in the country and people didn't have a lot of money, but they were happy. And to me, that just shows that there's something in there that gives you that quality of life. That is something other than just money and status. And the reason you should care is you should want to be not only the best you, because to me, sometimes that sounds a little hokey when you're like, you want to be the best you could be. But I want you to actually be able to enjoy your life. And that's where the quality of life piece comes in, that anybody can kind of survive life and go through it just surviving and existing. Anybody can do that. That may not necessarily make you feel like your life was meaningful, may not necessarily make you feel like you were successful, and it may not make you happy. So to me, that really that base for quality of mind, quality of life, and I love how you bring in peace of mind, is that how your mind and your spirit feels affects your entire body. It can affect the neurotransmitters in your brain. It can impact other chemicals in your body, how you just feel. So if you can have good mental health, it will significantly positively impact your physical health too. So there's just so much of a foundation that comes from good mental health. So I want you to have a full set of tools to make sure that you get good mental health. Makes sense? So again, thanks for coming in. I am your host, Dr. Ericka, Harvard-trained double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I am so passionate about helping you be better, do better, and live better. I do that through my adult telepsychiatry, my books, Fix Your Fairy Tale, A Woman's Guide to a Great Life, Love, and Legacy, along with my podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka. I do all of this to help busy people like you that give and give and give and give until you empty, finally start pouring back into yourself. I'm here to help put you back in your life. Tonight, we're just simply talking about what's a psychiatrist and why should you care? Quick rundown. If you didn't see it before, we're going to do a rundown, but you can always go back and see it again. Please, if you're watching it later, I can't talk, type replay. And also feel free to tag and share those you need it. So the short version is we are medical doctors. So you're typically an MD or DO. We go to school forever, 4 years of med school, 4 years of college, and at least 4 years of postgraduate training. So we do lots, that's just 12 years. And I was a glutton for punishment, and I did a 2-year fellowship. So I had lots of years. We have lots of education. We are specifically also trained to be able to recognize the impact of other physical illnesses on mental health and whether or not some of those physical ailments are showing up as mental health, along with just traditionally having a wide understanding of mental health. Yes, we can prescribe medication. It is not all we do. Did you hear me? It's not all we do. And the reason you should care is because you deserve good mental health. That good mental health is going to give you the foundation to have a great life, to be better, do better, and live better. Have that life that you were created for, to have that life that when you wake up in the morning, you're not sitting there trying to figure out how much longer can you stay in the bed? How much longer can you stay in the covers because you just don't want to get up? This will help you be in a place that when you wake up in the morning, you are happy to slide those feet over, stick them on the floor because you are looking forward to what that day is bringing you. That's what I want you to have. And that's why it's good to have great mental health. And that's why it's good to know what multiple mental health practitioners do, including psychiatrists, just in case you may need a mental health checkup. You need some support because you don't have to be totally falling apart to have some support from us. Or if you're struggling, just to have some additional support to get you through. Because at the end of the day, I want you to have good mental health because you know what? You deserve it. So got a couple of things for wrap up, and then we are getting you out of here. Let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. I seem like I can never find what I'm looking for, and I can't. I continue to not find what I'm looking for. So let me just quit looking for stuff because apparently looking for stuff is not paying off for me right now. So we're in between the season 2 and season 3 of my podcast. I'm so excited. We are putting together some really fabulous stuff for you for season 3. I am overjoyed and super excited. In the meantime, feel free to binge listen to past episodes. We've been releasing bonuses weekly, even during the break, that were totally new content, prepping some new bonuses. We're going to switch into some best ofs like we did in the other break. So I didn't release a new episode today, but you got plenty of stuff to listen to in the meantime. Do me a favor. Don't let me be the best kept secret. Please share the podcast with your peeps. All right. If you enjoy it, please follow and subscribe and rate and review. The next thing is, Growth Group comes on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. I look forward to seeing you next week. I want to give you your usual homework, which is to make sure you call at least one person and tell them that you love them. I bet it will help fill your love bucket while it fills them. The next thing is take your left hand, put it on your right arm, take your right hand, put it on your left arm. Give yourself a super big squeeze. And I want to share with you that I love you and I hope you are doing well. I hope you take great energy into the week. And if you are feeling a little under the weather, having some difficulties, or just feeling like you're a little bit on the struggle bus, please feel free to reach out to a mental health care provider, even if it's not me, to get some additional support. Because to me, the saddest thing is when people are struggling and they don't have to because you can't get time back. That's what I got for you tonight. Have a wonderful evening. You can find the podcast everywhere below. I can't wait to see you next week. Bye.